Okay, last class we have studied about total internal reflection and applications of total internal reflection. So in this class we are deriving the relation between N, U, V and R for refraction at a spherical surface. So N means refractive index, U means object distance, V means image distance, R means radius of curvature. So in this class we have to derive the relation between N, U, V and R. N means refractive index, U means object distance, V means image distance, R means radius of curvature for a refraction at a spherical surface. So we are taking a surface XY. First we are taking a surface XY. So the surface XY is differentiate the two refractive indexes. Refractive index N2 and refractive index N1. So N1 indicates the, for example, air medium, like a rare medium. N2 indicates the glass medium, means the N2 refractive index represent the glass medium. So refraction means there is a no mirror, there is a glass. So N2 represent the glass, N1 represent the air. So XY is the plane which differentiate the two refractive indexes. First refractive index N1, second refractive index N2. N1 means it will indicate the rarer medium, N2 means it will indicate the denser medium. The luminous point O. O is the point. In that point, the point O is placed on the principal axis. The point O is placed on the principal axis. The light is originated from point O, means light is producing from point O. And next, there is a refraction will be takes place. There is a refraction will takes place, means it will bend towards the normal. So this dotted line indicates the normal line. This dotted line indicates the normal line. When light rays are incident to rarer medium to denser medium, it will bend towards the normal. So in last class we told light travels from denser medium to rarer medium, bend away from the normal. So first we have to consider the Snell's law. By using Snell's law, generalized form of Snell's law. So N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R, means sin I. So angle of incidence I, angle of refraction R. So it is a generalized form of Snell's law. So what Snell's law tells? Sin I by sin R is equal to constant. So N1 means angle of incidence in sin I is equal to angle of N2, means the refractive index of first medium is equal to refractive index of second medium. So equation 1. Next, for parallaxial rays, I and R are very small, means the angle I and angle R are very small. So here we have to consider angle I and angle R are very small because of the PN length is not large. Angle I and angle R are very small. So we are taking, for last classes, when the angle is very small, when we are taking tan theta is equal to theta. Okay, so we are taking sin I is equal to I. Sin I is equal to I. Sin R is equal to R, because I angle and R angle both are very small. For parallaxial rays, I angle and R angle both are very small. So in the place of sin I, we are taking I. In the place of sin R, we are taking R. So we are writing second equation, same N1. So in the place of sin I, we are writing I. So sin R, in the place of sin R, we are writing only R. Consider equation 2. So see the first equation, second equation, by we are using generalized form of Snell's law. N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R. Here sin incident angle and refractive angles are very small. So we are taking sin I is equal to I, sin R is equal to R. So remaining equation N1 I is equal to N2 R. Next, alpha, beta, gamma are the angles of alpha, beta, gamma. Here alpha angle, here beta angle, here gamma angle. Here alpha, beta, gamma are the angles of OIC. Alpha is the angle of O, beta is the angle of I, gamma is the angle of C. Yes. Here alpha, beta, gamma are the angles of OIC. So alpha indicates the angle of O, beta indicates the angle of I, gamma indicates the angle of C. Next, for triangle. So exterior angle is equal to sum of interior angles. So exterior angle is equal to sum of interior angle. So which one is exterior angle, which one is interior angle? Angle I is equal to alpha plus gamma. So consider the triangle OCN. Consider the triangle OCN. So consider the triangle. Where is the OCN? OCN. Where is the external angle? I is the external angle, and gamma and alpha are the interior angle. So consider the external angle is equal to sum of two interior angles. So exterior angle is I. Sum of two interior angles are alpha plus gamma. So we are writing I is equal to alpha plus gamma. Consider equation 3. See once again equation 3 meaning consider the triangle OCN. Where is the OCN? OCN. Okay. So exterior angle is I. Exterior angle is equal to sum of two interior angles. Where is the interior angles? Alpha plus gamma are the interior angles. Next, consider the triangle CIN. Consider the triangle CIN. Where is the C? CIN. So where is the external angle? Here. Gamma is the exterior angle and beta R are the interior angle. So here gamma is the exterior angle, beta and R are the interior angle. So we are writing gamma is equal to R plus beta. Gamma is equal to R plus beta, or R is equal to gamma minus beta. So consider equation 4. See the equation 4. Consider the triangle OCN. Sum of exterior angle is equal to sum of two exterior angle is equal to sum of two interior angle. So I is the exterior angle, and alpha plus gamma are the interior angle. So consider the triangle CIN. Where is the triangle CIN? CIN. Where is the external angle? Gamma is the exterior angle. Where is the internal angle? Beta and R are the interior angle. So gamma is equal to R plus beta. So R is equal to gamma minus beta. We are taking equation 4. Next, equation 3 and 4 in 2. So equation 3, equation 4 we are substituting in equation 2. So where is the I value? Here is the I value. We are putting this I value in equation 2. So where is the R value? Here is the R value. We are putting this R value in equation 2. So equation 3, 4 in equation 2. So I will write equation 2 once again. N1 as it is. So what is the I meaning here? Alpha plus gamma. In the place of I am writing alpha plus gamma. N1 alpha plus gamma is equal to N2 as it is. N2 as it is. What is R meaning? Gamma minus beta. Yes, here R meaning gamma minus beta. Gamma minus beta. Next, N1 alpha plus N1 gamma. Okay, we are multiplying. N2 gamma minus N2 beta. Yes. Next, N1 alpha plus N2 beta. N1 alpha plus N2 beta is equal to N2 gamma minus N1 gamma. So what we are doing here? Gamma term we are taking one side. Okay. See the equation once again. N1 alpha plus gamma is equal to N2 gamma minus beta. Okay. N1 alpha. We are multiplying N1 alpha plus N1 gamma is equal to N2 gamma minus N2 beta. Next, N1 alpha plus N2 beta. Here N2 beta we are taking this side. So N2 beta is equal to N2 gamma. N2 gamma as this. N1 gamma we are taking that side. Next, N1 alpha plus N2 beta is equal to, what is the common term? Gamma is equal to N2 minus N1. See the equations. So we are considering equation 5. So where is the equation 1? Here equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, equation 4 and equation 5. Yes. Next, here we are considering this n term is very close to p. This n term is very close to p because I and R are already very small angle. This n term is very close to p. So what we are here considering? NP is, we are considering it is not a curved line. For this derivation, NP is not a curved line. NP is a straight line. We are assuming that NP is a straight line. So consider the right angle triangle. So right angle triangle. So which is the right angle triangle? NOP. Where is the NOP? NOP. So NOP is a right angle triangle. Next. So here we are considering tan alpha is equal to alpha because the n line is very close to P. So last derivation also we are using tan theta is equal to theta. Here angle, which one angle? Here alpha angle. So tan alpha is equal to alpha. So for tan angle, which one is what is the value? Pn by Po. So can we write opposite by adjacent? Opposite by adjacent. So tan alpha is equal to Pn by Po. Can we write this type? So tan alpha is equal to alpha because n term is very close to P. Okay. So opposite by adjacent Pn by Po. Yes. Next for beta value. For beta, this is the angle opposite by adjacent. So which one is beta angle? Here beta angle. Pn by Pi. Can we write Pn by Pi? Beta is equal to Pn by Pi. So where is the gamma angle? Gamma is equal to Pn by Pc. Gamma angle Pn by Pc. So here beta angle Pn by Pi. Beta angle Pn by Pc. Gamma angle Pn by Pc is the gamma angle. So substitute alpha, beta, gamma in equation 5. Substitute alpha, beta, gamma in equation 5. Here alpha value, here beta value, there is gamma value. So we will substitute alpha, beta, gamma in equation 5. So I will write same equation n1. So what is the alpha meaning? Where is the alpha meaning? Pn by Po. I will write Pn by Po. Pn by Po. Next. So where is equation 5? n1 alpha meaning Pn by Po plus n2 as it is. N2 as it is. What is beta meaning? Pn by Pi. So we will write Pn by Pi is equal to. So we are taking equation 5. So gamma is equal to n2 minus n1. Gamma meaning Pn by Pc. Pn by Pc n2 minus n1. n2 minus n1. Next. So cancelling Pn term from both these sides. So what is remaining? n1 by Po. So cancelling what we are taking? From both the sides we are cancelling the Pn term. So what is remaining? n1 by Po plus n2 by Pi. So what is remaining? n2 minus n1 Pc. So n1 Po plus n2 Pi is equal to n2 minus n1 Pc. Okay. So consider equation 6. Consider equation 6. So according to Cartesian sign convention, which one is object distance? PO. Where is the PO? P2O. We are indicating U. U means object distance. V means image distance. So PO indicates object distance U. So according to Cartesian sign convention, all the distance are measured from pole. So this is the pole point. So we are measure distance in this direction. Light is moving in this direction. We are measuring distance in opposite direction. So what we are doing? Second rule: if distance are measured opposite to light direction, taken as negative. Here we are taking this U value is negative. U means object distance. So why we are writing by negative? All of you understood? According to Cartesian sign convention. So U, it is not a positive, it is negative because of all the distance are measured from pole. We are measuring distance from PO, but light is moving opposite to light. We are measuring distance opposite to light direction. So we are taking as negative. Next, which one is image distance? P2I. Pi is the image distance denoted by V. So Pi is equal to V. So why we are writing V is positive? Light is moving also in this direction. Light is moving in this direction. And next we are measuring distance also, pole to Pi, P to I. So V is positive. Next, V means image distance. Image distance. Next, PC. So what is PC? PC means radius of curvature. PC means radius of curvature. Okay. Next, so we will substitute PO value, PI value, PC value in equation 6. So where is the equation 6? Here PO, PI, PC. We have to substitute these values in equation 6. So equation 6, N1, I will write N1. So what is the meaning of PO? PO indicates minus U. So I will write directly minus N1 by U. Yes, minus N1 U. Next, plus. So what is N2? N2 meaning is N2 PI. PI is positive. So N2 by V. Next, what is remaining? N2 minus N1 by PC. PC meaning is R. So consider the equation 7. Consider the equation 7. So this equation how we can write? So N2 V. So we are taking this term in this side. So minus N1 U. So both will use the same meaning. N1 N2 V minus N1 U plus N2 V. We are writing N2 V minus N1 U is equal to N2 by N1 R. So this is the our final equation of in this derivation.